What's going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMD Trading, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. As for myself, I'm doing pretty doggone good, if you ask. And just sitting down to get another daily trade recap out of the way on a day that I really did not expect to be trading. Had a appointment first thing this morning that I knew would only allow me to trade about 15 minutes into the open. So I wasn't really expecting much. Ended up getting a trade off right as the market pretty much opened, on a 3-bar play actually. And managed this a little bit different than usual for a 3-bar play. And as always, I got out of it a little earlier than I should have. I came back and I took another trade a little later on in the afternoon, which was another one that I kind of got out of a little earlier than I probably should have. And then first thing this morning, I closed out the Neo overnight hold that I was in. So let's go ahead. Let's take a peek at, we'll look at TRADERVUE first. Going to be reviewing trades for Tuesday, March 21st. Total of 3 trades today. Closed P&L 158. The bulk of that was made on Neo. You see right there. We made 127 on that trade. Solid overnight trade. Tesla, first trade, like I said, this one just got managed a little wrong. Only made $8 on it. This SPY trade, look how long we were in this thing. Made $23. Kind of managed that one a little wrong. This one here was I entered this one for a possible overnight hold. And I just talked myself out of it and I got out of the trade. So that's what we did today. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up the Thinkorswim. Take a look. And you see, I still have my pre-market setup that I'm using to kind of weigh my ideas every morning. I wanted to look at this one just because I was trying to see what Neo did today. This is the weekly chart, and you see Neo is in a fairly clearly defined downtrend. I took calls on this one, so I kind of bucked the system, but I did it because Neo was holding this upper part of the channel, and it had set a new high off of the previous week's candle. To me, that was fairly bullish, because if this was going to continue lower, it would have set a new low off of last week's candle and continued down. So that was my thought process on taking this trade yesterday. And we'll switch on over right now. Also, if you look at the daily, same thing. Daily was just hovering right there, and we started to get this move higher. This possibly has room up to $10 back up to the top of this channel to retest it. I was up pretty good this morning, and I was like, I don't think I want to sit and wait to see if it's going to do that. Let me go ahead and get out of this trade. Let me capture that profit, and let's keep it moving. Another chart that you can look at is up here on the hourly. You notice I have like 2 different levels within this channel. And this was yesterday. So Neo wide range, narrow range, and then it dropped down. And you notice it just kind of traded in this lower half of this little up channel. Let me extend. Okay. I was going to try to cancel it, but that's how we drew it. So it ends. After hours, it continues in the channel, continues up, And then we get this huge break this morning. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And right now it's kind of failing out the top of that. So I'll extend that. It's always like magic. Just hugging it. And now we're finally getting it to reject it after hours. So let me go ahead. Let me switch this over to my 3 chart layout. We'll take a peek at the SPY real quick. See what it's doing. And then we'll review that SPY trade since we're already on the SPY. But the SPY I had in this very big hourly up channel coming into the market open. It tested a couple of times and then it just tanked. This kind of had me worried when I was in the Tesla trade, because I'm like, oh, I got in right when the SPY is hitting resistance. So that was one of the things that was kind of worrying me with that Tesla trade. But we see the SPY kind of sold off. I got into that contract at 11:21. Let's go ahead. Let's pull up that contract. And this wasn't really a pretty trade at all. But again, when I got in this trade, the thought was that I would be holding this till tomorrow. So whatever that risk was, it was for the long play. But let's look and see where we got in at. Getting in on this candle right here. We're already there, so we'll drop that right there. Let's bring this picture back out. In a downtrend right here. Again, this is the hourly up channel though. And you'll always hear me say, if this thing can get back in the up channel, I'm going to play it. I have to have faith that once the bulls get this back in, it's a good trade. Now, was I extremely early? I was extremely early because this thing went through the woods and the grandma's house before it did what I expected it to do. So the thought was right, but I was very early. So you see this thing, excuse me, it fails VWAP, tries to break it again, can't do it. Big flush. So I started dropping these intermediate channels as this was kind of playing out. But flushes down, hits right there. We get another one there, so I can drop this channel. This is headed up. Drop that channel based on that point. So let's keep watching. So we still running parallel to the channel that I want to be in. And this is still kind of running. Still running. 2 o'clock now. And we are back in this channel. Look at what you see. Coming back up to that hourly channel. And there is the move that I was looking for. Let's see where I get out at though. Again, not really trusting what my chart is telling me. I get out right there. So we green right there. I get out in this candle right here. Before I get in the channel, but I'm green. So I basically don't even let it get back in the channel. And then it finally does get back in the channel up here. So let's see. We got out at 303 out of that last contract. When we're up here, this thing is hitting 330. So that's another $60 right there as it's getting into the channel. But watch this. Actually, let's see. It doesn't even. Okay, there we go. I'm like, I know this got to go higher. 381 when we're in the channel. That's another $80 per contract. And I had 2 contracts. That was $160 that we could have made on this trade just trusting it. Again, I say I was trying to hold this to either end of day or overnight hold. So I could have got rid of 1 contract and made about $90. And then that other contract would have been closing the day out in the green. So didn't really manage that trade out the best way that we could have. Let's take a peek at Tesla. So Tesla, we see hourly up channel. So pre-market, this is kind of floating right around the top of the hourly up channel. We are above the VWAP. That's good going into market open. Market opens, we get this wide range. Where we go? We get this wide range green candle. We get this nice resting candle. Fairly even highs. This thing breaks and triggers me in. So let's look and see. I want to be getting in about right there. 266. Oh, wow. Wow. This might be a first. We getting in pretty much where we want to get in at. Never fails when I get ready to do this. I get phone calls. But yeah, we getting in decent area on the actual option chart too. But notice, stop should have been right here. So I should have been stopped out, right? Nope. Because this was a 1 minute 3-bar play. I gave this extra room. I put my stop down below the wide range candle. And let's look and see where we get out of this thing at. We get out in this candle right here, y'all. And the only reason I get out is because I move my stop up. Let's look and see where we get out at. Yeah, we getting out more so down there. I don't know why I even dropped that there. Getting out as this pulls back and then this thing rips. It literally rips. So I get out making 270. And let's do, well, there we go. Yeah, we get out of both of them at 270. Let's look at the first before it makes the pullback. That's 325. That's $50 per contract. That's $100 right there that we hidden in less than 5 minutes. Then we get the pullback for the rip higher. Not sure if y'all listen to Chat with Traders. Excellent YouTube channel, excellent podcast. They have gone through a few changes. So I like the older interviews, but the newer interviews are good too. But there was a gentleman on there. They asked him a question. And one of the things that he struggled with when he first started trading was moving his stop to break even to not have a red trade, or bringing your stop to break even to get out of the trade making money, or to make money. There was no reason for me to do that on this trade. None. And the thing is, most of the time, the trade has to pull back to just about your break-even point to continue going in the move that you wanted to go in. That's exactly what this thing did. So this curled. It got green. I moved my stop to lock some gains in. It comes back down, it tags me. Look at what it does. It goes up. This is target right there. Again, I would have made $100 on those two contracts right there. But it pulls back. Where to? Just about to where my stop was sitting at, right where these tails are at, right where the 50 moving average is at on this chart. And then Rip City. This thing goes up to 380 at this point. Now we're up $100 a contract. Could have made $200. So get out of one contract right there. Again, you take the stop to break even. I probably would have got stopped out when this came back down. But let this do this pullback and rip, and it's money. It is money. But this trade, I was kind of wanting to not be in it when I left my office this morning. So somewhat was a little flustered with it, but somewhat like, okay, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and take a look at NEO real quick. And actually, NEO is not going to really show us too much if I really sit back and think about it. We'll just look at how this thing opened and look at the big picture on it. So NEO, hourly up channel. I got the hourly up channel drawn. It's a split. This is actually like a big channel with the intermediate in the middle. So this was trading in the lower half. Market opens, it comes in at test. Sellers push it back down. Wham! We get this killer move. I'm trying to see if it's going to show. There we go. I get out of the first one almost at market open because I have an order already in the system. Sells 8 contracts at 92 cents. Let's see how many. Where is the volume? It's not going to let me see it because it's, oh, there it is. I'm blind. Look right there. Right below where I got my mouse at, volume 8. That's me selling my 8 contracts. Somebody else comes behind me. They sell 18 contracts. But this thing rips up to 108. You look, 108 is right here. We get this top and tail. It pulls back. I sit in this thing and give back profits all the way to right here. I literally give back profits. Basically trying to set my stop to where I was going to at least make $100. You see I made 97. So when this thing broke below the 20 and failed, I really could have gotten out right there. Because you see, this was high of morning right there. This thing set high of morning right here. And it's just been kind of chopping around all day. It finished at 925 is what it finished at today. Actually, 927. I'm sorry. So it closed at 927. This thing possibly still has room to go higher, but I made what I wanted to make out of the trade. So that's what we did today, y'all. I did want to try to get something to hold overnight again, even though we going into FOMC. If the weekly and the daily is showing me a picture that I like, I have no problem taking a very small contract to hold overnight. This one here, I grabbed 10 contracts. But look at when these contracts were expiring. They're expiring. Oh, I didn't change the screen now. I'm sorry. These are expiring June 16th. So these had a lot of time on them. So I was comfortable getting them. If it didn't make the move today, it was going to make the move in a couple of days. It was pretty much the same picture that I saw on INTC. That same type of weekly picture. And those are the ideas that I'm looking for when I take those overnight swing plays. But as always, thanks for checking me out. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Let's see what FOMC is going to bring tomorrow. Another thing, be on the lookout. Your boy LMD switching over. I'm gonna be trading futures also. Just funded a futures account, just waiting on that money to hit. I've been liking what I've been hearing about futures. It's all about managing the risk. People say that options are scary. You don't want to trade options, they are risky. If you have risk management in place, it's all right. I had a fear of options, or not options. I had a fear of futures for that same reason. Futures are risky. You can lose more than your initial investment. Put a stop in place that eliminates all of that. So be on the lookout. I have already set up my platform with the other broker that I'm gonna be using. Got my screen set up. I'm gonna be using Thinkorswim charts, and then just executing on that platform. Got some notes that I'm working on. So I'll be sharing those notes with you, how I plan on taking trades, how I plan on managing those trades. So be on the lookout for that. On that note, I'm going to wrap this up and we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.